this weekend, for those of you who missed it, and I hope most of you did, because you need to be enjoying rest from labor, the United States of America, under the leadership of President Donald J. Trump, engaged in what some are calling the start of the North American tariff war. And I'm not going to lie to you, I was stunned. I was stunned because I never thought in my lifetime that I would see international conflict between the nations of North America. Never did I expect this. But see, we elected this, and by extension, this. So here we are. Hello and welcome to the People's Brief, where I talk about people politics and pop culture that impact Black, brown, and queer communities. I get it in so you can get the info out. I promise you that when you come over here, I won't keep you long. Our government, 2 weeks into the job, initiated a sweeping tariff war with our closest neighbor, one to the north and one to the south, our largest trading partners, Canada and Mexico. This was an unprecedented, historic, and unheard of move, and it started on February the 1st, and it marks a significant escalation in trade tensions and could impact the American economy for decades, generations, and the integration of North America's economy for generations. The tariff, the Trump administration invoked the International Emergency Economic Powers Act to impose a 25% tariff on all goods from Mexico and Canada and a reduced 10% tariff on Canadian oil and energy products. They also put in a 10% tariff on Chinese imports, compounding the existing tariffs that are already on the books. Now, Donald Trump justified these actions by citing a national emergency related to illegal immigration and fentanyl trafficking. But where's the fentanyl? Where is it? The numbers are low and they're also down. And of course, Canada and Mexico struck back. Canada announced a 25% tariffs on $155 billion worth of U.S. goods that include poultry, pork, dairy, and steel to be phased in over 21 days starting February the 4th, while Mexico initially secured a 30-day delay for negotiations but threatened both tariff and non-tariff threats if the talks fail. People, these threats pose significant danger to the deeply integrated North American economy, which may be the whole point if another country is involved. We are looking at impacting to the automobile industry. It's unheralded. What that this is even happening. Like, these are our closest allies in regards to trade, in regards to economy, in regards to protection. And we are going to war with them. U.S. agricultural exports valued at $75.9 billion in 2024 to Canada and Mexico are at significant risk. What's going to happen to those farmers when they aren't able to sell to these countries? What's going to happen? I need my people to understand, Black, brown, queer communities, the financial impact of these tariffs. The 25% tariff on Canadian crude oil, which accounts for 60 to 70% of the crude oil we get in this country, will lead to a dramatic increase in gasoline prices. And we're talking about 40 to 70 cent per gallon increase, almost $1 more per gallon. So if we're paying $3, we're going up to almost $4. Think about that, especially as we are moving into peak travel season with spring break and then summer break. In the grocery aisles, we're looking at the reality that consumers can expect significant increases on things like avocados, tomatoes, cucumbers, berries. Then you're looking at beef, pork, grains, canola oil, all from Canada. They're going to see huge spikes in price while we're dealing with a shortage of poultry. We're dealing with the bird flu that's spreading to cows. And we're looking at how car prices are going to probably go up an average of $3,000 due to tariffs on $87 billion in Mexican vehicles and $34 billion in Canadian cars. Auto parts from Mexico valued at $64 billion will become more expensive, impacting both production costs and repair expenses. It is expected that these tariffs will push core inflation from 2.7 to 3.7 in 2025, reversing all recent declines. And this increase will be felt across various sectors. It's going to impact consumer goods, electronics, toys, apparel. All these things come from China. All these things will come from China, and they will receive a 10% increase. Our housing market, 25% tariff on Canadian lumber, which supplies 30% of the United States needs. And that says nothing about the alcohol, tequila, beers, Modelo and Corona, Canadian whiskey and U.S. bourbon, all of this, and the U.S. bourbon is going to face retaliatory tariffs, leading to potential shortages. All of this is going to hurt the U.S. economy at a time when our economy is strong, has rebounded, but is still in a very precarious state. So, I don't know why we would do this now when there isn't a fentanyl crisis, when Mexico and Canada are both bending over backwards, from what I can see, to accommodate our newly elected president, bending over backwards. So, of course, we'll continue to watch this. I think this is truly one of the stupidest moves I've ever seen in the course of American history. But maybe there's a bigger picture that will unfold. Of course, I want you to let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. And I hope that whatever you do, that you'll be well, that you'll be blessed, and that you will keep pushing. I'll see you soon.